Here's the first sale I made today for this new product I'm running. And I just wanted to show you guys quickly that it's real. So I'm just going to refresh there. So you guys are probably wondering how I just made my first sale or how long it even took to get this first sale. So I started this product probably a week and a half ago. And this one account that I had, I was pretty sure like I was going to go viral eventually, but to this day I still haven't gone viral and I made my first sale. So like for this specific product I haven't gone viral and I still made a sale. So realistically, if you want to start dropshipping and you're wondering how long it's going to take for you to get a sale, like really it's not that hard to get a sale. What's the hard part is finding the right product, right? Because in all honesty, the product is really what sells. And like you can have a really great product and have absolutely the worst filming and editing ever, but just because that product is so interesting and has a wow factor, you can easily get a sale. So product is the most important, and I feel like for a lot of beginners out there, they actually think that they probably know what is a good product, even though you haven't made any money, but you assume that because that was where I was at. In the beginning, when I first started, I had absolutely no idea what a really good product was, or a product that actually sells. And even though you get all these criteria, like you still don't know the best with your own judgment with finding the right product. And for me, like it took a while to eventually get the eye for a good product, but once I saw kind of what the first product was that went well, I kind of based off a lot of the other products that I look at off that, which is one of the most important things is it just needs a really big wow factor. If the wow factor is big enough, you're 100% going to sell it no matter what. And a wow factor just means that it can go viral a lot easier. Like for me, before like trying to understand what the wow factor actually meant took the longest, right? Because a lot of these guys on YouTube all say, the criteria is pick a product with a wow factor, it needs to actually solve a problem, and it actually needs to be like good quality, right? Like that's generally the criteria that most people say. And like that is all correct, but there are sometimes it doesn't need to always solve a problem, right? Like for example, on TikTok, there are so many plushies out there that sell and like some convert like 10K per million. So it really doesn't matter if it has if it does have if it actually solves a problem or not. Like that isn't like one of the main things. Like I understand you use that criteria for most Facebook products because most of the time it's going to be older people on Facebook, and you want to old people only want to buy things that actually solve issues. But if you're doing organic, right, like all these plushies and stuff are still selling, even though they have absolutely no, they solve absolutely no issues for anyone. They just look cool, or they look really cute, or people want to buy it for their like girlfriend and stuff. As long as you market it in a certain way and you spark a certain emotion, people are gonna buy it. So yeah, having an eye to find products with a wow factor is probably the most important part. Like most of the time I'll never do a product if it doesn't have a wow factor, just because it's harder to go viral. It's so much harder. And especially when you're starting out, like to understand what products actually have a wow factor and what products don't is really important. And I guess for me, one of the things that I guess I can spot with how a product is like has a wow factor is would I keep watching this video, right? And would I actually buy this product myself to use if I was the person watching this? And if the answer is no, then most likely like you don't want to do that product and it doesn't have a wow factor. But there are other instances where just because you're not interested in the product doesn't actually always mean it doesn't have a wow factor, because you have to sit in the audience's niche, right? Like, for example, if you're doing something with the fishing niche and you have absolutely no idea with anything to do with fishing, but for example, when I did the pen fishing rod at the start, I had absolutely no idea that there was even a wow factor. But then when my mentors pointed it out, which the wow factor was that it was the size of a pen, right, that fits in your pocket, and when you bring it out, it extends to a really long pole. Like, that was the wow factor. And when I saw that, that's when I kind of understood, like, okay, it's like something that just like is insane. Like, you wouldn't see something like that anywhere else, right? Like a pen, but it can extend to a rod, right? And it fits in your pocket. Like, how convenient is that? Like, the wow factor there is so big. And yeah, ever since then, when I realized that was what like a wow factor was, right? Actually, like, seeing it with my own eye, that's when I started like looking at other products like in this kind of the same light, in that anything that I want to try and do in any product, it must have some sort of wow factor in it. And yeah, like, that's my biggest tip for you guys, is to always make sure you're trying to find the right product, and that will really set you apart in the beginning stages when you're first learning. To like 100%, you guys need to focus like a lot of your effort into doing your product research and to understand like each product, right? And there's like no brainer that you can't make your first sale. Like, it's honestly like probably the hardest, right? Making your first sale, especially if you're on your own. I know for me, I struggled the longest. Like, when I was doing organic, I probably spent like 4 to 5 months on my own trying to make my first sale. And I realized that one of the main reasons why I didn't like make my first sale was because the product wasn't good. I stuck with the product for like 2.5 months, and like, it was clear indicators that if it wasn't working out for over a month, like even like over 2-3 weeks, like, it's probably time to cut it. But for me, my mindset back then was I just wanted to go viral. And then since I went viral, like, that was all that matters. But then I thought going viral meant I'll just get a sale, right? But I was completely wrong. Even though I went viral, like, I got 0 sales. I'd get all this traffic onto my website, but then nothing would convert. And one of the main problems was the product that I did, which was an NFC keychain. It had a wow factor that it was like, the wow factor was basically you can upload any photo onto this little keychain and have it around, which is awesome. But the issue is that this keychain is so expensive, right? This keychain is literally like, I think if I was to sell it, I'd have to sell it over $100 for a little keychain. And I don't think anyone would want to buy that because it's just too expensive for something that's like a keychain and it's not really functional, right? So why would you spend something for that much money that's not even functional? It just doesn't make any sense. So that was like one of the main reasons why that product didn't work well. But then it did go viral. But then I didn't understand that, the price of it also mattered a lot as well. Like, for example, when I did the pen fishing rod, that product did very well because it was cheap and it had a wow factor. And it just converted easily. But then the issue is that you have to make more sales to be able to, make more profits and stuff like that. Because I was selling the product for like, I don't know, $35 or something like that. And then it wasn't after that when I realized when I was selling a more high ticket product that I would actually make more money, but I would make less sales, but make more money because of a high ticket product. So yeah, that's also one thing you guys need to keep in mind is that just because something is expensive doesn't mean someone will buy it, but also just because it's cheap also means like you probably won't make that much money. But yeah, definitely though, product research, understanding what is the right product, what is a good one, and what is the bad one is very important. And you guys need to figure it out on your own, especially if you're a beginner and you just spend most of your time on it, right? Especially as a beginner. Because I know for me, when I was beginning, I did not do any product research at all. I would only product research when I needed to look for a product, right? When I was like, all right, on to finding the next product to do. Then I'll do some product research. But that should not be the way you go at it. You should be doing at least 2 hours of product researches every single day. That's how much I do as a minimum every day. So yeah, like for me, even like the times when I'm like doing nothing, I'm doing product research. Like I have nothing to do. If I'm like sitting down and I'm like bored, I'm like, all right, instead of scrolling on my own personal Instagram or TikTok, I'm scrolling on my burner method on TikTok and stuff, and just scrolling, looking for products, non-stop. So yeah, that needs to be the mentality you guys get as well for yourself. Is to just non-stop scrolling and looking for products. Like it's very important. Yeah. That's it for today. Another long video for you guys, 10 minutes, that's pretty good. I think we're on day 11 or 12, which is doing not bad for 2025, keeping it going. I'm keen to do some more videos for you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.